River Valley Leader is joined again with Russellville Police Department's Public Information Officer, Drew Latch. Drew, we welcome you today.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here, Michelle.
Good. We are talking about some community events that are coming up, some recent events, accidents and such that have happened the past couple of weeks.
That is correct.
So let's get started.
We've had several accidents that have been on North Arkansas, otherwise known as State Highway 7. We've had several accidents between the blocks at 2500 and 5000 block. We've been more in the range of, I believe recently we've talked about the last couple of weeks, we've had 5 accidents, two that were serious. We had injuries. All accidents are serious, but 2 that had serious injuries with them. We are dealing with issues with people speeding down those roads. We've had issues with people turning out the side roads, people that are trying to make a left turn on North Arkansas, which would put them crossing a lot of traffic. They're having issues whenever they're pulling out because of the speed of the traffic going on. So what we're trying to do is really crack down on that right now, and most of these wrecks are due to the fact that it was careless driving.
Okay. So in most parts, North Arkansas up to Dover, that's been the really big hot spots. Is there any other place in town that has been some spots that, you know, are kind of prone to accidents?
There's always locations throughout town. Anywhere where traffic becomes more dense, we're going to have a little bit more of an issue there. Usually this is taken care of by the speed difference. If you'll notice, whenever you're coming in town, your speed is reduced just due to the fact that we're trying to slow everybody down, because traffic, especially now, Russellville is really getting to where we're getting a lot more dense traffic and having wrecks because of it.
Okay. Well, the weather has gotten a lot nicer. It's warmer. We see more people out and about. School will be out soon. The motorcycles, we see them everywhere, especially on Highway 7 traveling. And the motorcycle accidents have been higher, it seems like to me. There's been a lot of those recently. Can you give us some tips as far as safety?
Sure. As far as motorcycles, we have had several accidents involving them here recently. One thing I can tell you as the community of Russellville is that always be aware. Be aware of your driving. Don't do anything else besides drive. Don't text. You know, we'd prefer you not be on the phone. We'd prefer you just to specifically pay attention to your driving. A lot of people on their way to work, or sometimes, you know, doing their makeup, you know, tying their shoes, putting on clothes, who knows, but they're doing everything but driving. And so what we're trying to do, and we're putting an enforcement out in North Arkansas, is everybody knows when you see a police car, you kind of straighten up in your seat, you put on your seat belt. If it isn't on, you sit there and, you know, you're 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. And so what we're trying to do is make it to where we're a lot more visible out on the streets, causing people to be more aware while they're driving, which will then insert the fact that if there's a motorcycle coming up beside you and you are paying attention, you're going to see that a lot more likely than you would if you were doing something and then switching lanes. A lot of people don't have an issue with seeing a big vehicle next to them, but sometimes a motorcycle can hide in a blind spot. Or whenever they're turning, sometimes they're hiding behind another car. And so they're not as easy to be seen. So people have to understand motorcycles are out there, especially since it's warmer weather. And we just have to be aware of that, and we have to watch out for them, because when they're driving on those motorcycles, they are a lot more vulnerable as far as injury if they do get involved in a wreck.
All right, thanks.
Uh-huh.
The Russellville Police Department is very active in the community. I know that they plan several events throughout the year. I do know that there's an event, the Youth Academy, that will be coming up in the month of June. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It's going to be June 11th through the 15th, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to kind of outreach the younger society, the younger community of Russellville, and we're aiming for ages 11 through 13. What we're going to do is we're going to have a top of only 50 students, because we can only handle so many, but it will be a camp for 1 week straight. We will be paying for all of their meals, transportation, everything like that. It'll be $30 a child, or a kid, however you want to say it, to come. And what we're going to do is just show them how the police department works, what we do, what we get involved with. We have done this actually for a couple years now. but we're also going to set them up with other emergency services such as the EMS, Russellville Fire Department, Pope County EMS, OEM, and we're also going to have, I believe the park service is also going to be involved. So every day we're going to have a different event showing them what each service does, and kind of lets them get in touch and get the feel of kind of what we go through. It's not just ticket writing, there's a lot more to it, and we try to kind of give them that idea and exactly what's going on.
Last Saturday, you had a different event that was called the Drug Take Back. Was that successful for the Russell Police Department?
It was. It was very successful. The idea of the National Drug Take Back Day is to take off prescriptions off of your drug cabinets, such as a lot of people know whenever they have kids in their household that they always need to, not leave Drano around, not leave gasoline around, things like that. Always either hide them or not have them in your household. Well, most people don't know about prescriptions, and you can, as a child, that is a bottle of Drano there. If you have a bottle of pills that are, pain pills, something like that, kids see that, almost think of it as, something that they can take. And also we have a major issue with teenagers getting into it where they have a couple pills and then it causes an addiction. Especially as a young teenager, they have a lot more of an addictive personality. And so that's the one time out of all that's most important to keep that out of your household. So yes, we had a drug take back and we did very well. I believe it's going to be around 85 pounds is how much prescriptions that we were able to collect this weekend. We're still trying to tally the exact amount, but I believe it's going to be roughly around that. And had a very good outreach by the community, and we were glad to be a part of that and get some of those drugs off the counters.
Good. As far as every day, if someone comes across expired drugs, is there a place that they can take it that's like an everyday place?
There is. It's going to be the Pope County Sheriff's Department and the Russellville Police Department. We both have permanent setups where it's take back. It's called the Drug Take Back, and it looks like a mailbox. Sponsored by several different companies. I don't even want to begin to start naming them, but we appreciate all the support we've gotten in this program, and those are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can walk in. I know the police department's right there at the front. Russellville Police Department's right at the front. You can turn to the right as soon as you walk through the front doors, and you just dump the prescriptions in there. Completely confidential. We do not, I've had questions about if we fingerprint it or if we're, watching stuff, but no, nothing like that. It's completely confidential, and all we're trying to do is just give them a proper way to dispose of the medication due to the fact that flushing them down the toilet, stuff like that, is not a proper way. They do not dissolve, and they end up in our streams. They end up in our environment, and so the only proper way really to dispose of them is to turn them into us, and then at that time we will send them off to the proper authorities who will destroy them properly. Just feel free that if anybody has any questions about anything we discussed today or anything police related, please feel free to contact me, Drew Latch, Public Information Officer, Russellville Police Department. My phone number there is going to be 968-3232, or you can always contact us on Facebook, Russellville Police Department. Look us up there, like our page, come check out what's going on. We have Tuesday traffic trivia and a lot of community involvement. So anything you need to know will be there. Also, we do have the russellvillearkansas.org/police is going to be our website, and we are revamping that right now, and we're going to have a big program with that. So really appreciate you having me here, Michelle.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, and for the community, everything you do in the community, we would like to thank you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.